What up, blessed team? How y'all doing today? I hope all is well, but most importantly, you are having a very productive day or productive week, depending on when you're listening to this. I'm never going to stop saying this because it's a privilege to be alive every day, but most importantly, it's a privilege to get an opportunity to take the necessary actions that will get you to where you want to be. So maximize it, all right? Now, as we always say, make sure you spend a quality moment with the people you love. Your mom, your dad, your uncles, your sisters, nephews, nieces, the people that ultimately will be at your funeral. That will not be your favorite content creators, no matter how much you love them. That will be those people. So reach out, say hello, check in, make sure everything is all right. They're okay mentally. And I hope they are taking actions towards their dreams and their aspirations. All right. Now, we got a great topic to talk about today. And today we're diving deep into fitness, right? We're talking about 5 steps to help you start your fitness journey as a beginner. Now, before we do all of that, if this is your first time coming across my podcast, my mission, my goal with this podcast is to inspire 1 billion people to become a better version of themselves through insightful conversations about fitness, nutrition, as well as personal growth, right? Now, when it comes to the fitness stuff, we like to focus more on showing you how to lose weight, how to build muscle, and most importantly, establish the right disciplines that you can sustain for the rest of your life in terms of being healthy. Now, when it comes to the personal growth stuff, we like to keep it very practical as well. So I don't want you to just lose weight and I don't want you to just build muscle, but I want to make sure that you build the right confidence to be able to take the actions that's necessary to go after your big dreams and aspirations, right? So if you want to lose weight, you want to be able to build muscle, you want to find the right disciplines, the right habits that will get you to your big goals and aspirations, then obviously this is the right podcast for you. All right. So thank you so much for chiming in. We appreciate you and welcome to the Sam Arkoh team. All right. Yo, this is going to be a good one. You know, I get too excited. Excuse me. Whenever I get a chance to talk about fitness, because I'm one of those people that had those struggles, right? So I was one of those beginners that when I went to the gym, I didn't know what I was doing. I was looking at people trying to copy their workouts, like working out for the first 6 months and not seeing results and being bored and thinking, should I quit going to the gym? Those kind of things. So whenever I get a chance to educate people, especially the beginners, on how to really start their fitness journey, but most importantly, keep it as smooth as possible so they don't encounter a lot of problems that will make them become demotivated and stop training, right? So again, I'm looking forward to this. Let's dive right into it. I don't want to waste too much of your time. But before I say anything, this is what I would say. If you're about to start your fitness journey, I need you to get it in your mind that it is not going to be easy. It's not something that's going to be just handed to you. If you want something powerful to happen in your life, if you want something special to happen in your life, it is going to take time, right? Rome was not built in a day. And that is so true when it comes to fitness, when it comes to getting in shape, when it comes to dialing in on your nutrition. All these things are not something that happens overnight. Everyone's genetic is very different. So it might take you a lot longer than it took me to build muscle. It might take you a lot longer to actually dial in on your nutrition in terms of making sure you're eating the right foods and not going off your nutrition. It might take you a little bit of time. And so get used to that first and foremost. All right. I'm trying to keep these steps as simple as possible. And if you actually find a way to implement them, I know in the long run, you are going to see massive results, right? The first step before you start your fitness journey, which I think is so important because I made so many mistakes when I did not do this, is to make sure you define what your fitness goal is, right? And a ton of people are like, oh, you know what, Sam, but I'm a beginner. I don't know what I'm really doing. How do I define? You know what you want. Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to build muscle, right? Maybe you just want to be a power builder. Maybe you just want to get into building muscle. Maybe you actually want to be healthy for the rest of your life. I just don't want you to be vague. And this is something that doesn't just apply to fitness. It applies to everything in your life. If you want to accomplish something, if you want to go on a journey, if you can take a little bit of time to think about what you are actually about to do, it makes it a lot easier. And the same thing applies over here. If you want to start your fitness journey and have a little bit of a smooth sailing, because it's not going to be all the way smooth sailing, then it's vital to make sure you define what that is for you. Some of you just want to jog and get a little bit toned, so-called. If that's your goal, define it. Now, why is that so important to define your goals? Because again, once you define your goals, you're not going to the gym and doing random exercises. You're not going outside and doing things that's actually not going to help you get to your fitness goal, your mission, or whatever the case might be. You must become very cognizant of this. This is so, so important. If you want to have a successful journey, if you want things to be a little more defined for you, if you want to be able to see your progress along the way, then it is paramount that you take the necessary time to plan, what exactly do I even want, right? It makes it a lot easier, I promise you. The number 2 thing that is so important when you start your fitness journey is to make sure that you have dedicated days and times to train. Now, why am I saying this? Because you can go to the gym 7 days a week. You can go to the gym 5 days a week. The problem is when you are a beginner and you're starting your fitness journey, you don't know how to train. Your body is not used to training, especially if you're doing strength training. I'm telling you right now, if you decide to go to the gym 7 days a week when you start training, you're going to be so that you will take the next 5 weeks off. This is a fact. You can ask anybody that started training that made the exact mistake. So don't do that. One of the best ways to actually build quality habits is always to start slow, start small, and then progressively overload. As time goes by, you get better. As time goes by, as you get stronger in the gym, as you find a way to become better, as you understand the exercises better, as you understand your nutrition a lot better, then you can get better and go to the gym 10 days if you want to. If you want to go to the gym 20 times a week, you can. But in the beginning, when you are just starting, I strongly do not suggest for you to spend 6 days a week in the gym. It's not going to help. The next thing you know, you're going to find yourself demotivated because you're so sore. And now you haven't gone to the gym for the past 3 weeks. It's not going to be helpful. Dedicate the right days. So even if you're going like twice a week, it's not bad at all. You're just a beginner. Even if you're going 3 times a week, that's fantastic. Again, once you get better, you have all the days ahead of you to make sure that you can go 3 times a week, 4 times, 5 times, or 6 times. All right. The third one on this list will save a lot of beginners, in my opinion. And that is to plan your workouts. Have you ever gone to the gym and you see people that talk about, oh, you know what? I spent 3 hours in the gym. I go to the gym for 7 hours. I've been training for like 10 hours today. Listen, you know why people actually do that in most cases? It's simply because they don't know what they're doing. And if you do not know what you're doing in the gym, what's going to happen is you will be looking around, watching everybody, trying to copy their workouts. So you're like saying, but I'm a beginner. I really don't know what I'm supposed to do. If you want me to make a video on the beginner training and beginner tips, how to really ease yourself into your overall training regimen, let me know in the comment below. If you're on YouTube or if you're on Spotify, if you can comment below, let me know, reach out, DM me on Instagram, and I'll make that video for you. But I believe it is necessary for you to plan. Now, it doesn't have to be something esoteric. It doesn't have to be something crazy. It can be as simple as, you know what? I'm going to go to the gym today. I'm working on chest. I'm doing barbell chest press, and I'm only doing 2 sets. Because when you are more definitive about what you are supposed to do, you're not going to go to the gym for 3 hours. Once you're done with your workout, you're out of there. And it also gives you the opportunity for you to track your progress. That way you know that, okay, last week I did this. Next week, I need to go a little bit higher in terms of reps, in terms of sets. You see where I'm going with this? The people that do not take time to define what they're supposed to do every time they go to the gym, I'm telling you, yes, are you going to get results? Of course. You're in the gym, you're lifting weight. Something will happen. But the truth of the matter is, it is vital and necessary, especially as a beginner, to start your discipline right from the get-go, right? It makes it a lot easier as you get better and things begin to intensify. If you do not do this, again, you'll be looking around and try every single workout, every single exercise, everything on this planet Earth. And my goal here with this episode is to make sure you avoid that. So if we actually took the necessary time to define exactly what our goal is, why don't we want to plan the workouts we're supposed to do? That way it's in alignment with where we are trying to go. Do you see what I'm saying? The fourth step on the list is to make sure you have specific days dedicated to strength training as well as your cardio training. Now, this is something that cost me a lot, right? Especially if you're a person that just got into muscle building. A lot of people will tell you that, oh, you don't need to do cardio. Cardio is not necessary. And I made that mistake. Like, I remember the first year of my training, I don't believe I probably even did more than 10 cardio sessions, right? Now, why does that matter? Your heart is the most important thing in your body. I don't care what anyone says. You must find a way, whether it's jogging, whether it's running, whether you're doing biking, whether you're playing basketball, any kind of sports, it doesn't matter. But you need to find a way, dedicated days, dedicated times for specific training on cardio and specific training on strength training. Because if your condition is very sharp, you're going to feel better. And if you do not do cardio, I don't care what anyone says, your condition is not the same. Find a way to allocate the proper time, even when you are a beginner, to train. When it comes to cardio days, do not skip cardio, right? Don't go in the gym and lift all kinds of weights and look around thinking you are the biggest person on this planet. And then when it comes time for you to do cardio, you find a way to run away. Don't be a punk. You got this. I know you are capable of doing it. And that's what we're talking about this. Again, coming back to the first thing we talked about, if you took the time to figure out exactly what your fitness mission is and your fitness goal is, and if the goal is actually to get healthy, why would you skip cardio? Do your cardios, do your strength training. That way you get all the benefits from both sides, right? Now, the last step on the list, which to me is my favorite step because I look forward to doing this every Sunday, and that is meal prep. I don't care what anyone says. Find a way to meal prep. Honestly, it's probably the best thing that ever happened to me in terms of my overall training regimen because I'm always on the road. And if I don't find a way to prep, I'm going to end up buying foods that's not in alignment with my overall fitness goal. And I want to stay healthy. I want to live longer. I want to look and feel better. And so if I'm not meal planning, then I'm setting myself up to fail. And as a beginner, I can tell you right now, if you really want to see true results, if you want to see yourself build muscle, if you want to see yourself tone up so-called, if you want to feel better, if you want the nice compliment that people give you, overall, if you want your body to look better, then I suggest you become consistent with your overall nutrition by meal prepping. It doesn't take that long to prep. I know so many people talk about, oh my God, it's going to take 3 hours of my time. Listen, if you have someone that can cook for you, fantastic. Give the chore to them. But if not, I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to maintain the overall consistency in terms of your progress in the gym and all the effort you put it in terms of your training, why won't you find a way to meal prep to make things a lot easier for you? That way you're not going off your meals. Does that mean that sometimes you wouldn't eat some cake? Does that mean that sometimes you're not going to go to an occasion, a function, and be eating things off your overall nutrition? That's okay. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this is a lifestyle. Remember, you are starting a journey. Your fitness journey does not end when you're 40, you're 30. You take care of yourself until you are not here anymore. So become very cognizant of this and find ways to meal prep, because when you meal prep, it makes it a lot easier for you to maintain your nutrition, which is the thing that causes most people to never really lose weight. And if they do, they can never maintain. I'm telling you, these steps that I talked about today, if you really, really do these things, I know it's going to pay off big time. I'm going to take a moment to give some honorable mentions that I actually wrote down. I feel like these are some of the things that as a beginner, you also should incorporate, right? So for those of you that want to be able to lose weight, honorable mention number 1 is to have a scale for yourself. I don't need to explain why this is so important. You want to lose weight? I know some people are afraid of a scale and they think that if they step on a scale, their weight will go up. But I think a scale is a tool, right? It helps you track your progress. And wouldn't you want to know if yesterday you gained 2 pounds, that way you can actually maintain your overall calories the next day? I recommend you grab yourself a scale. The next thing I put on here was take progress pictures if you are building muscle or losing weight. It's going to go a long way, right? There's nothing better than to look back 3 months from now, 6 months from now, take a look and say, oh my God, look at how much progress I've made. And on top of that, it gives you a lot of encouragement to keep going. A lot of people are not able to see their progress in the beginning. It's hard for you to see in the mirror. So one of the best ways for you to track this and see if you are making progress or not in terms of your physical looks is to make sure that you get yourself a progress picture. That way you have it in your phone. You can always pull it up and take a look and see where you at. All right. The next thing on the list is obviously having dedicated days to eat some foods that you actually enjoy. That means you're not going to go off your strict diet. It means you can grab a cake. It means you can grab a candy. I don't like to call it cheat meal because I don't like the word cheat. I don't like that. So all I would say is that if you like ice cream once in a while, maybe once a month, or maybe once every 3 months, go grab yourself some meal of ice cream. It's not going to hurt in the long run, especially you're probably going to go to the gym and train that day. You know what I mean? The next thing on the list is to make sure that you follow content that actually talk about fitness, health, and those type of things. I'm telling you, this is one of those that I still do up to today. If you go on my Instagram, you go on my YouTube, a lot of the people that I follow and subscribe to, as well as even podcasts, are people that talk about fitness. Why does it matter? Because then it's on top of my mind. I'm constantly thinking about it. On days when I don't even feel like going to the gym or going to train, I might pull up my Instagram and all of a sudden I'm seeing someone talk about fitness. And guess what? I'm encouraged to show up in the gym. If you really want to have a nice, smooth sailing along the way, if you want to make sure things are not too complex, if you want to make sure you're not wasting your time, if you want to be able to track your progress as you go along on your journey, then I suggest that you define exactly what you want. You find a way to have dedicated days for training. You plan all your workout to save you a ton of time in the gym, not looking around. Find a way to do your strength training as well as your cardio training because it is necessary. Your heart is the most important thing in your body, in my opinion. And if you find a way to meal prep, it will help you avoid a lot of inconsistencies in your nutrition. Let's talk about the quote of the week. Today's quote has to be one of my favorites so far since we started doing the episodes. It goes like this. We are what we repeatedly do. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. Again, tying right back into the thing that I said from the beginning. You have to understand that habits, first and foremost, takes time. If you want to be very proficient at a skill set, you want to get really good in the gym, you want to know what exercises to do. I'm telling you right now, you just need to show up every day, every week, every month. Find a way to train even when you don't feel like it. And by the way, if you want a video on how to overcome the I don't feel like it when it comes to the gym, I'm going to put it somewhere right here. Go check it out. It's going to give you a lot of tips and tricks that will help you still show up and exercise. But I'm telling you right now, when you start, it's going to be a little challenging. When you start, it's going to be uncomfortable. When you go to the gym, you might not feel right because you don't know what you're doing. That's normal. But I need you to understand that if you show up today, you show up next week, you show up the following week, as the weeks begin to pile up, the compounding effect makes you become better. Take your first step. If you are contemplating on starting your journey, this is your chance. This video was for you to start your fitness journey. Remember, you can get all the wealth in the world, but if your health is not in the right place, it doesn't matter. It is literally the most important thing you have on this planet. You find a way to start the journey today. I've outlined a lot of steps for you today that will make it easier for you along the journey. At least it give you a system, a structure, a little bit of guide. If you find a way to implement this, it will go a long way. As Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. If you want to become great, put in the effort. Take the first step. When you take the first step, you gain momentum. So probably your question is, Sam, are you saying if I consistently do something, I'm going to self-improve, and over time, if I really become diligent and make the right adjustments, I'm going to be excellent? Yes, I said that. Actually, I didn't say that. Aristotle said that. Consistency. Don't quit when things get uncomfortable. Don't decide to not train for the next 7 months because you don't feel like it. Find groups of people that love training. Go talk to someone in the gym. If not, find someone to exercise and do calisthenics on the streets. Try to have a conversation with them, become friends. Anything that's going to help you keep going is going to be great. If you've listened to this point, like I always say, you don't want to waste your time. You clearly listen to this point because you want to start your fitness journey. You don't know what the first step is that you need to take. I gave you a few guidelines in terms of defining what you really want, planning your workouts, meal prepping, etc., and etc. So find a way to implement it. And if you do, I promise you, your journey will be very fantastic. And by the way, I'm looking forward to you coming back maybe a year from now, 2 years from now, and leaving a comment on this video. I'll really appreciate it. And let me know, Sam, I remember watching this video. I applied it in my life and things have never been the same. I'm a better person. I'm in shape. I love training. I love exercising. All right. I hope you genuinely found a lot of value. Share it with somebody. Share it with a friend. I know there's some people that you know that clearly need to get in shape, that need to start their fitness journey today. If you listen to it at nighttime, start tomorrow. Don't wait till next week and say, I'm going to start next week. No, find a way to start jogging, walking, running, whatever the case might be, but you can start. Find a way to stay out of trouble. Stay blessed, and I'm going to catch y'all next week.